What up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with the top 5 quarterbacks of the week 4. Man, we about to get right into this, man. So at number 5, y'all, we have. Oh my God, I forgot. This is a weird week, y'all, because I kind of have a tie here, y'all. Like for the first time, like at the top 5, man, I have a tie, y'all, because the quarterbacks are kind of like the same. Like, so I have Geno Smith at 5. And where is he at? Is he cheap? Okay, yeah, cheaper. Cooper Rush, y'all. Cooper Rush, y'all. Like Gino and Cooper Rush, man. They're in a good spot. They're just, not as proven quarterbacks, but it's just the fact that the talent that they both have. Like they have really elite talent and they could do really well. And the way Gino's out there, like I say, Gino out there playing freaking backyard football and stuff. Like just happy to be back on the field, throwing 44 attempts in the last games. Crazy, man. Like 22 fantasy. So I mean, he really did it. Like I say, it's just the fact that like he had a good matchup here too with, like I say, and he has the talent like at receiver to, take advantage of it. And I feel like going against Detroit, having the receiving options that he has, the way he's using like almost every tight end, it feels like, I feel like he's just having a good time out there, happy to be a starter again. And I could see him throwing 2 touchdowns in this game as well again, maybe even 3. So that's why he's in the top 5 at 5, but tied with Cooper Rush because of like the same reason. Like I'm saying, like Cooper Rush, I know like still out there throwing, 31 attempts and stuff like that. So it looks like Cowboys are still playing at their same pace, even though there's no Dak Prescott out there. But just the talent of weapons that he has and going against Washington's defense, who's giving up quarterback fantasy points, like pretty high fantasy points, over 20 fantasy points. So I got to put in both of them because they're both playing defenses that are literally giving up the fantasy points. So I feel like they can get there because they also have the weapons to be able to attack these defenses so they can get over 20 fantasy points. So both of them cheap 2 quarterbacks, but they both had to make my top 5 at number 5. And we're going to move on from them to go to number 4. At number 4, we're going up. Aaron Rodgers, man, against New England at home in Green Bay. I feel like the 2 touchdowns was good to see, but being stuck on 2 touchdowns was not good to see. But I think New England's their defense is just a little bit, Rodgers went against pretty tough defenses the first 3 weeks. I think this might be the most easiest one so far. We know New England used to be, a pretty hard defense, but it's usually a lot easier to kind of get down the field on New England when they don't know who your star receivers are. So I feel like it's a big advantage for Rodgers in this game. It's good to see he's throwing 34, 35 attempts still, even with new receiving options and things like that. But I feel like New England's giving up big fantasy points to quarterbacks over 20. And I mean, going against a great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, it seems like he's kind of finding his groove with the receivers he has out there, even using some of the tight ends. And we know the running backs are also are in play too, to catch the ball out the backfield and get into the end zone for him. So, and the way they're doing a little, what I want to say, the little toss handoff, plays to get him touchdowns that way too as well. So it's still thrown, which is great, behind the backfield, how he's just tossing it to the receivers and things like that, tossing it up front to the running backs crossing in front of him. Could get 3 touchdowns in this game due to that reason, man. And I could see him having about 25 to 28 fantasy points in this game. So definitely had to make my top 5 at number 4, Aaron Rodgers, man. Then we got at number 3, it's going to be a hard one right here. Russell Wilson. It's good to see, though, is that he's still throwing the ball over 30 times, man, because that's required, man, to get you over, 20-something fantasy points. And I know he's having a hard time in the red zone and everything, but the matchup against the Raiders, man, like the defense is not that good. He has the weapons, man, to be able to get down the field and score multiple times, man. Like I just feel like he got us to put it together, man, sometime. And and I feel like with Carr being able to get 2 touchdowns at least, it's gonna put more pressure on Russell to have to throw at least 3 touchdowns in this game, or maybe they rush in one though, but definitely feel like this could be the big game for Russell Wilson, man. Like big rivalry game too. I believe, is this his first rivalry matchup? Yeah, it is his first rivalry matchup. So this is a big game, man. Need to put the Raiders away, man, because I mean they're 0-3, but you don't want them to end up being 1-3 and have that win against you. So I definitely see a big game in Vegas for Russell Wilson. Could be 3 touchdowns. He has the weapons to exploit them, and they give up a lot of fantasy points to quarterback, and that is why he is my number 3 option on top 5 here. We're gonna get into the number 2. At number 2, man, it is Jalen Hurts, man. He's just been killing it, man. Like what? Like I don't see how you don't have lineups with Jalen Hurts in. You know, like he's just. I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked in the passing, man. The passing attempts. I didn't know he was really going to be able to spread the ball so well. Looks like he's very accurate too, you know, getting the ball to his receivers and everything. He has great weapons. One thing I do notice about them, man, is that they're literally loading up like their best players like together on the same side. You know, like I noticed Dallas Goedert will be on the same side with AJ Brown, and they're attacking the defense at at the weakest, whatever the weakest link is, for the cornerbacks and things like that, or linebacker, by stacking two of their best players on that same side. So I feel like it just makes it so easy for him to read the defense, which is why he's having such a great game. Going, like I said, having such an accuracy. It's like the people that's supposed to get open are getting open on the plays, and that makes it so easy for you to know where to throw the ball to. But and then if they're not open, he's gonna run the ball. We already know he's gonna rush the ball like 9, 11, almost double digit attempts to rush. Man, can get you 6 points to 9 points fantasy just running the ball. Not even counting that he's going to probably score the touchdown too in those games too. But it was good to see him throw over one touchdown, because he was 0-1, and I was kind of worried, like, can he throw 2 touchdowns at least? So multiple touchdowns, but he's shown he can do that now. And I mean, every game, just fantasy points he's getting them. So had to be my number 2, of the week though, on my top 5 here. But I would definitely have lineups with Jalen Hurts in, y'all, because he feels like he's going to always have 30 fantasy. Next we have at number 1 is Josh Allen, y'all. Josh Allen has been destroying. Like I said, he's the MVP still to me. Just 400 yards. Golly, man. Like if there was a 400-yard bonus, woo. I mean, but throwing multiple touchdowns every game. It seems like every first drive, I believe he's throwing a touchdown. So just getting in the end zone every game, at least for sure on the first drive, and multiple touchdowns every game. 300-yard bonus always in play too with him, like almost a guarantee, really. And then the rushing ability. Playing Baltimore, this is going to be a huge game. I mean, he was pissed off that they lost. I believe somebody in the one of the coordinators up top in the suite was pissed off too. They have a whole video of him going viral, so it's pretty funny. But definitely, I see Josh Allen just trying to. Competing with Lamar. You gotta show up. You gotta show up. It's just like the way you knew you had to show up against Tua with the Dolphins and stuff like that. But definitely the way Lamar is playing and the way Josh Allen is playing, this is gonna be crazy. Like, I don't see how he doesn't put up another 30-something fantasy, maybe even more, if he hits some extra weapons in the red zone, I would say, other than Diggs and things like that. So I definitely expect a big game, which is why he's my number 1 quarterback of the top 5. Who just missed the cut, though, is definitely on the other end of this game, Lamar Jackson. Just missed the cut. It's just a hard defense he's going against. And we haven't really seen nobody really put up these type of fantasy points against this defense so far. But if anybody is going to do it, it's going to be Lamar Jackson, because he's just going for it all. So, but like I say, the only reason why he missed the cut is just because I know the defense is tough. I believe they only been giving about, I want to say like 18 fantasy points, something like that, maybe even less at quarterback. But like I say, if it was going to be a quarterback to do it, it's going to be Lamar. And like I say, every week have a Lamar lineup, because like I say, that would end up being my best lineup last week. So you just got to have them, because 48, almost 50 fantasy points, man. It's crazy, man. And you know what type of game this is going to be, just a crazy shootout game. But pay attention to the weather, though, because it could be bad weather there. But if it isn't, and it's just some sprinkles, man, don't let that shy you away from taking those 2 quarterbacks, man. But that's it for my top 5 at quarterbacks, man, for the week 4 slate. It's your boy Jaystar. Hope y'all enjoyed that, and I'm out. Peace.